Hello, NEBA fans. Welcome to Walnut Hill Bowl in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. It's Brian Gaskell here with you today, filling in for Kyle and Bruce. We are live with the round of 16 for the Ace Mitchell Bowling Supply Non-Champions event. Had a little bit of a rough setup here. We're having tripod issues, but we're going to go with it as best we can for now. I'm waiting on the guys in the office to bring me a list of the matches. But I can tell you right in front of you the featured pairs for now until I get a complete list. We have on 17 and 18 Sean Richard versus, it looks like, Tristan Erickson. And on 19 and 20, John Becker against Joe Borhill. As soon as I get an updated bracket, I will give you the rest of the matches. I can tell you that there were 156 entries. We had the top 32 made match play. There's been one round already. The 16 winners of those matches advanced to this round. On Saturday night, there were 33 entries, and the top 5 advanced, led by Bob DiMuccio Jr. at 11.95. Squad cut was 11.44. On Sunday morning, 67 entries, led by Malik Grove at 12.37, and that squad cut was 11.42. And then Sunday afternoon, 56 entries, 12.06 led the squad at 8 o'clock, and the squad cut was 11.07. And then there were also a senior cut at 10.87. And the women's cut was 11.04. And then the at-large was 11.30. And there were 2 extra cash spots. Joe DePetto, 11.28. Tyler Levesque, 11.23. And the Storm Bowling Ball was won by Justin Urbano for first out of the cut. And there will be another Storm Ball by raffle that I, again, will have to get from the office when they get situated. Appreciate everybody tuning in. If you can share and like the feed. This is the round of 16, so once we get to the title match, if you like and share the feed, you will be entered in the raffle for a Storm Ball yourself. We have Long Island Bowling Supply, gives 2 bowling balls, and we will pick 2 winners at random based on everyone that likes and shares the feed. Pattern we are bowling on is Stone Street, which I have to look up the specs. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared today. It took me a lot longer to set up than it should have. Let me get the pattern info for you. I know it's like 11 to 1. Stone Street, here we go. 10.5 to 1, 42 feet, 23 mils. And there was a re-oil for the finals, so there's been 1 game bowled on these lanes now, so they're pretty fresh. Let's update the scores on the feature match right now. We have, you see on lane 17, Tristan Erickson has 85 through 4, and Sean Richard has 77 through 4, so that's an 8-pin match right now. And on 19 and 20, Joe Borhill started with the front 3 and 9 spare against 64 in the 4th, so he has a 25-pin lead. That's up. Got somebody running to try and get me a bracket. All right, sorry for that, folks. I got Justin's gonna run and grab me a bracket so I can update you on everybody that's still bowling. Oh, here we go. Got it? Thank you. Okay. Hey, Jeff. As you can tell by the golf scores, I was doing better about 20 minutes ago. My man Xander's falling apart on me. Speaking to Jeff Dawson, my boy from East Coast Sports Investors, one of our sponsors. I am still waiting on, they gave me a partially updated bracket, but they're still working on the scores from the first round. It's taken longer than it should have, unfortunately. Doing the best I can here, flying solo. Usually we got one guy to run around and do all the side work, but I'm alone. Let's see. So what I can see from looking way down, looks like on 11 and 12, that looks like Malik Grove and Greg Green. 9 and 10, Kevin Tebow and Chris Dos Santos, I see. I can't see as far as 7 and 8. Let's see, that looks like, I don't know, I'm sorry. Let me concentrate on the matches in front of us for now until we get more info. On 13 and 14, I see Ricky LaRouche and TJ Souza. 15 and 16 looks like Andrew Young and Justin Veal. And on 21 and 22, Peter Licata and Nathan DeMello. So that's all the matches but one. The only one I can't tell is 7-8. I'm just too far away to see who's down there. As soon as they give me a bracket, I'll run down all the matches again. On the match on 17 and 18, Tristan just spared, so he's down 11 through 7 frames. And Joe Borhill on 19-20 is cruising through 6. He's got a 40-plus pin lead. Over here on 21 and 22, Nathan just got a 7. He's down by a substantial amount. So Peter Licata's in good shape on the match on 21 and 2. Borhill, Sean Richard on 11 on 17-18 is up by 11. Over on 15 and 16, Justin Veal had the front 7. He's going to advance. Over on 13 and 14, let's see if I can tell who's who. Somebody's got a bunch of strikes in a row. Looks like Ricky LaRouche is going to advance over TJ. All right, so there's an open by Tristan, so that extends the lead for Sean. He's going to be up by 25, 45, about 25 pins. So there's not a lot of excitement in these matches we have in front of us. The closest 5 pairs to me are all 20 to 50 pin leads. Thank you. All right, we finally got a real bracket. Sorry for the delay, folks. I'm going to run them down again, even though I said everybody. I'm going to make sure I was right. 7 and 8, which was the one we didn't know, was Nicky Ballastoni against Christopher Brown. Again, 9 and 10, Kevin Tebow, Chris Dos Santos. 11 and 12, Malik Grove and Greg Green. 13 and 14, Ricky LaRouche, TJ Souza. 15 and 16, Justin Veal and Andrew Young. 17 and 18, Sean Richard, Tristan Erickson. 19 and 20, John Becker and Joe Borhill. And on 21 and 22, Peter Licata and Nathan DeMello. So that were the 16 bowlers that made the round of 16. Now we got a split for Sean on lane 17. So that's going to keep that match in the balance. So we might have something to sweat here at the end. These other matches are all pretty much over. So let's see. Make sure nothing changed while I was reading. Yeah, the match on 21 and 22 is out of wood. Joe Borhill is still up by 50 with 2 frames left. So Sean is up by 13 with Tristan up in the 8th frame. And again, the match also, Ricky LaRouche had a 9 miss, so that match is not completely over yet, but he's still in pretty good control. And Tristan leaves the 2-5, so he's going to need to pick that up and find a double somewhere in the last 2 frames to put some pressure on Sean. Justin Veal is going on 15 and 16 at a 279 clip going into the 10th frame, so that match is over as well. Here's Tristan for the spare, and that's out the window. That's that puts him at 129 through 8, and Sean at 153 through 8. So that's a 24-pin match again. I'm trying to make this sound exciting, folks, but there's not a lot going on right now. These matches are all pretty much over outside of something crazy happening. Here's Tristan on 17, and he strikes with a messenger to keep himself alive. So Sean needs 2 marks. 2 marks with any kind of reasonable count here in the 9th and 10th will put that match out. John Becker finishing up on 19. Joe Borhill has 259 in the wood going to the 10th frame. That match is over. Here's Sean. Leaves the 10-pin. Justin Veal finishes up with his 270, 279. Sean makes his 10-pin. So that leaves him up 24. So he, any mark, as long as he doesn't lose, let's see, 4 pins and count. So he can go like 9 spare 8, 8 spare 9, anything like that is good. He's got 4 pins and count to play with. Uh-oh, washout. There's the 4 pins and count. So he has to make this now and then strike to guarantee himself that he can't be shut out. No, he's got 9 out, so that's going to leave him at 178. So that means Tristan Erickson can double to win, strike 9 spare to tie. Well, at least we got some excitement for those of you that hung around. Appreciate it. We got something to sweat. Here's Tristan. Needs the first one for sure. Flat 10. Flat 10. That is going to do it for that round, folks. Sean Richard is going to hang on in advance. The next round hopefully will be less chaotic. I can update the bracket myself now that we're down to 8 because everyone will be pretty much right in front of me. And we'll get the sponsors read and everything next round. I just honestly took me way longer to get going than it should have. And I was barely ready when we started. So, all right, we're going to tune off, sign off, and we'll see you all again in about 10 minutes. Thank you.